Well, good morning. This is Karen with Veronica's Dreams Tarot, and today we're going to do our daily reading. Again, this is a general reading. This may or may not resonate. This is for the real current time, so that's why I call it daily. And we will take a look at the overall issue: past influence, negative influence, present influence, positive influence. Um, Future influence and outcome. I'm using Mystic Dreamer Tarot, and I do personal readings, and my website's linked below. So let's get started. Well, let me shuffle a little bit and focus on our daily. What do we need to know today? What do we need to know? Also, just an FYI, I'm doing my erotic fantasy in a little bit of a different format. Um, Last time I did more of a reading. This time I'm doing more of a desires type reading, and I'm considering them really entertainment. They're just a lot of fun. Um, I'm sure they resonate with a lot of people, but they're also just a lot of fun. So let's get going here. What do we need to know today? We've got current situation, past influence, negative influence, present and positive, future and outcome. Let's see what the cards want to tell us today. Thank you. Overall situation, Two of Pentacles. Past influence. So I had it the right way. Seven of Pentacles, negative influence, the Star. Present influence, Queen of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles. Positive influence is Knight of Wands. And the future influence is Nine of Pentacles. Something we don't, I'll pull that at the end, outcome, and something we don't see. Okay, the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. I feel like this is something that you're working at. I do feel like it's work mostly, or something to do with your home, money, stability, that kind of thing, because we've got a ton of pentacles here, especially, well, in all of the areas, past, present, now, future. um, so I do believe it is that. It's probably mostly related to that. The Hierophant, though, I feel like there could be something that you are learning or teaching, or it could be spiritual, definitely, because I think, um, I mean, it really depends, but he is the Hierophant, so it could definitely be spiritual. I do relate the Hierophant to teaching and learning, but kind of on a high level, something that's really important to you, or that you're spending a lot of time doing, or, and even more so, not just the time, but like using all kinds of different resources, or even spending money on the learning. So that could be college, that could be, some kind of workshop that you're actually, doling out the money for. Um, and this is an interesting reading, so bear with me here. So the current situation is the Two of Pentacles, and that really speaks about balance and balancing our life areas. And I do believe that you're trying to figure something out, or learn something, or do something with that bottom of the deck Hierophant. But so this is, how do I do this and keep balance? Because I feel like really this is about making money versus doing what I love. And because I did pull that what we don't see card, and it's Page of Cups. So I feel like that's what it's kind of about. Like, that's what the balance is, and you're trying to balance that out. And it's not easy, right? Because sometimes when we know we need to do something that brings us in income, but we're not loving it, it's hard. There's a, what do we do and how do we do that and how do we put those together? So there is something that you've already started, I believe. And the problem is this negative influence being the star. And yeah, it is a problem because whatever this is that you started is not fulfilling you. So there's something missing here as far as you've gotten something going, but what is negatively influencing you right now is that you're not reaching those desires, the desirable outcome. So you have this idea in your head on what the outcome should be, and you're not reaching that. And therefore, when you don't reach that, you feel like that your desires are not what you should be doing. And then we go back to that Two of Pentacles, what we love and what we need to do to make a living, right? So I feel like that's kind of where this is at. I feel like there's something very spiritual though going on, because the negative influence of the star is kind of a tough negative influence, because we have dreams and we have hopes and we have wishes, and when when the star comes up in a negative position, it makes me believe of disappointment. But there is something that you've started. But I think that if you overthink it and put too much emphasis on what you think or want exactly the outcome to be, instead of opening your mind and going, okay, I've planted these seeds, let's kind of see where this goes, instead of, oh, why aren't I making $1 million or whatever the deal is, because some things just take a while, right? So we plant the seeds, and if we expect immediate, to be here, or, even if we are, manifesting something, which is grand and great, but even sometimes those things take a while to actually come to full fruition. I mean, and sometimes it can be years. I know specifically a story my mom tells me all the time. Like, she wrote a number, I don't remember what the number was, and it's personal, but she wrote a number down on the amount of money she needed to retire. And, she had just an office job. She didn't make a ton of money, but she put that away somewhere. She put it, I don't know where. She put it away. I think for a while there she had it under her mattress or something, but she wrote it down and then forgot about it. And 20 years later, I mean, it was probably 15 or 20 years later, she got a few really large bonuses right at the end of her career, and was able to retire with more than that amount of money. So, and she didn't, realistically, if you would have looked at where she was at that time, it didn't seem realistic, if you're just looking at it. So sometimes manifestation, so the moral to that story is sometimes manifestation takes a long time, but you have to be prepared for that too. It doesn't mean, like, if you're wanting to do something, soon, then that needs to be part of it too. Like, have that timeline. What's your expectation? Your present influence is the Queen of Pentacles. So I do feel like right now you're in a position where you're in a good position here. You're doing well. You're doing what you need to be stable, as far as financially, your home, your job, whatever you're doing now, it has put you into this stable position, but it's not what your dreams are, and that's hard. Your positive influence is Knight of Wands, and I do feel like this is an energy. I feel like it's an energy of having the passion to continue to move forward to those dreams and wishes and hopes. I feel like this energy also could be another person helping you along the way, and not necessarily helping you with that specifically, but being there for you, keeping your passion alive, keeping your motivation alive, helping you in that respect of that energy of someone that's not as vested as you are, invested in this as you are. You're invested in this 100%. And that's why this is a negative influence. This person is not. They're invested in you and your happiness and your, they're, and I don't think this is, it could be any kind of it could just be a friend. It could just be actually a coworker that maybe just says some perfect things once in a while that keeps you, it doesn't have to be someone that's hugely in your life all the time. But there is someone, there's an influence out there. This is someone that really helps you stay passionate and motivated. And that's good. This is a good, really good positive influence to have. So, your future influence is the Nine of Pentacles. You're going to do it. There is some energy of, of course, doing this alone, absolutely, but there is energy of that. Like, your successes are going to influence your next steps. You're going to, I feel like this is also a revelation. Like, you're going to see your successes. You're going to see what you've done. You're going to understand it more. You're not going to look at it as this is what I want with this negative influence of the star. You're going to look at it more like, okay, like this makes sense. I need to look at it more of in a grounded, it's a pentacle, it's definitely more stable, but these are all good pentacle cards. They're all good. I mean, there's nothing really bad here. It's all perspective, and this will give you the perspective I think that you need, and show you your success, and you will see it. It's not just shown to you. And you know how sometimes people will say something or show you what you've done, but there's this little click in your mind that you don't really see it, but then something happens, this Nine of Pentacles, and you really do see it, and you really do understand it. So, whatever's coming in the future is going to influence that. And the reason why it was weird, because I thought I need to do a what we don't see, and it's the Page of Cups. This is that important to you. And I believe too, this Knight of Wands could be, did I even show you the Knight of Wands? I don't even know if I did. This Page of Cups could be that. Like, there is love too with this. Like, this is something that's important to your heart. And there is a gift. This is a gift coming into you soon. I feel like this is something we don't see. And this is a gift that will help you reach the next level. The King of Swords is our outcome. And I believe that that's just taking, that stance of the king and saying, I don't think this is someone. I think this is your attitude. Like, you're, okay, I'm going to look at this logically. You're going to be in a position okay, so keep in mind, these are very short-term readings. So this is the next step here, is that you're going to be like, okay, this makes more sense. Now I can take a look at this logically, and I can move forward logically into the next step, or to get to where I want to be, or to make this a positive influence instead of a negative influence. That star in the it's not bad, but it's totally over expectations, like, or having expectations at all. I think this is more something that you're not even sure what to expect. So you plant the seeds and you work through it. And if it's something that you really love, you just keep working through it and don't have too many high expectations, especially when your present influence is the Queen of Pentacles, because you have the time, you have the resources, you have the ability right now to play the game out a little bit. You don't have to have results immediately. And I think we've had a reading like this before, or maybe it was one of my astrology ones, but I feel like there was something about this before. So this could be the same people that are, you don't have to rush. You don't have to, you have something to keep you stable for a bit. And this is a hard time anyway, in the world right now. I mean, the economy isn't the best, and jobs aren't the easiest to find. So, doing what you love I think it is the time to work on it, to see what that is, and to see what your true expectations should be, and to feel it out and be close to your heart. Because okay, so the 3 of Cups came after that. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's a good time. I think it's a really good time. So there is your reading for today. And yeah, there you have it. I like it. I was a little nervous with that star coming up in the negative influence, but makes sense the more I started reading it. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Please hit the like button and shoot me a comment so I know what you're thinking and how you're feeling. Thanks. Take care. Have a beautiful day.